To start your morning.
Relax. We brought you to the best place in town.
I'm getting too excited.
1480 WHBC and WHBC.com. Trusted, live, and local. Your community all morning long. Here on 1480 WHBC.
Well, and we return back in here on 1480 WHBC. A good Monday morning to you yet again. And we are going to continue a set of discussions that we've been having recently here on WHBC. Most recently, we started this 2 weeks ago, and it includes talking to individuals from child and adolescent behavioral health. So we bring in our third member of this, 9-week set of discussions here, and that is Larissa Haring, who is the counselor and the early and middle childhood program manager at Child and Adolescent Behavioral Health. Larissa, thanks for joining me today.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. So obviously these have been very unique times with COVID-19 and what families are facing. Basically, what concerns, what challenges have families had to face when entering the pandemic, and how do they continue to work through these now that, you know, we're into it, but we're not through it?
No, we're not. Well, at the beginning of it, we were all very, very stressed. We were in the middle of, we don't even know what at that point. So very concerned, myself included. We were in the most uncertain times. It was causing stress and anxiety, all that uncertainty. So this wasn't only happening with parents, but also with kiddos. And they didn't know how to handle all of that. Us, the grownups, didn't know how to handle that. So, you know, like we've got, like schools were closing and then the kids didn't know what to do. You had restaurants and stores closing. Parents were losing their jobs. Things were shutting down. And then you also had essential workers that were also super stressed because it was just so much unknown. And then they had to find childcare and trying to keep their children safe in the middle of all of the unknowns.
When it comes to dealing with those unknowns, we know it's hard on parents, but how hard is it on the kids, especially when they're at this early and middle childhood age when, you know, I mean, they're still extremely impressionable at this age. So how hard has this been during this time?
Sure. So we were seeing, no matter what's going on in life, and I work with plenty of families and children that, you know, the world kind of turns upside down every once in a while. And when that happens, kiddos, one, often don't know how to respond. So they're watching the grownups in their lives and saying, you know, trying to figure out, what am I supposed to do? Am I supposed to cry? Am I supposed to freak out? Am I supposed to run away? And if the grownups are unsure, then it just escalates those kiddos' uncertainties, and it turns into very challenging times in a home. And I mean, when you're in the middle of a pandemic and you're in quarantine, you're all in that house together. So everyone's starting to be unsure. And, you know, so we're seeing an increase in temper tantrums. We're seeing an increase in anxiety and stress, even withdrawal and depression. And that happens even at a very early age. 2 years old, they can even become that stressed. But we're seeing an increase in depression in 3-year-olds and 4-year-olds all the way through the span of the life. So we're all in this together, but it's starting to blow up a little bit.
Well, and I feel like one of the big challenges is that when you are that age, and I know when I was that age, I mean, I didn't know what, you know, looking for mental health signs were, or looking for a panic attack was, or looking for those things are. But I have to imagine kids are maybe experiencing that at a heightened level at this point. So if you are a parent, Larissa, what are some of the things that you're telling a parent to look for when it comes to those?
Absolutely. So we're looking for dramatic changes in behavior. Oftentimes I ask, was this behavior something that was happening always, or is this something that just has started in the last, well, now we're at the last year? When did you start to see your child's behavior change? Are they starting to sleep more often? Are the temper tantrums becoming so much more intense that you can't handle it? That if you were able to go out in public, would you go out in public with your kiddo? So It's those increased things that this wasn't here before, but now it is. And I don't know how to help my child cope through this. Oftentimes, kiddos don't know a lot about their feelings and emotions. They don't have feeling and emotion words. So we as the grownups have to give that to them. I say often children know the words happy, mad, and sad. If you only know those 3 words, and those are the only 3 words that you're given permission to feel. So we have to broaden that vocabulary and say, are you frustrated? Are you nervous? Are you anxious? Are you tired? Like any of those common emotions, but we have to give them words. You have to know what they are before you can identify them and then do something about them.
Larissa Haring is my guest. She is a counselor in the early and middle childhood program manager at Child and Adolescent Behavioral Health. You mentioned all those things. You mentioned mad, sad, happy. You mentioned frustrated, all those things, tired, anxious. Larissa, those are things I've all felt in the last 24 hours alone. So
Yeah.
if it's hard for a kid to recognize it, what about for a parent during these times trying to understand it for their kid and for themselves? That has to be a really tough road to hoe for them, isn't it?
It absolutely is. So we had a huge, before the pandemic started, we were offering parenting groups, and parents would come and get some more information, really get some validation because they aren't alone in this. We feel alone often, especially in isolation and quarantine, but you're not. A lot of parents are going through the same struggles and stressors and concerns about their children's behavior, about their development. So when the pandemic started, we then had to very quickly stop having in-person groups, and we had to go to a virtual platform. And we were impressed how smoothly that transition actually went. We were super impressed that we were actually able to reach out and get some more people trained in that. And now we're offering them at a much more frequently than we had in the past. And they're still being done on Zoom. And some parents are a little resistant to that. But overall, the ones that are willing to bite the bullet and do the Zoom calls, they are enjoying it. And they're finding that they have more of a direct impact on their children's behavior than they ever thought they did.
Well, you open up a whole nother can of worms with that too. The fact that it's not in person, which adds another element to it, doesn't it?
Absolutely.
Well, because there's that, I mean, just like you and I talking right now, I mean, we're having this discussion, but there's that missing feeling of being, personal with the person that you're talking to. And when you're dealing with something as touchy as this, I know when I've gone to my adult therapy appointments and they've been over the phone, they have not been as effective as going in person. Mm-hmm. So, I can only imagine, do kids experience the same thing?
It really depends on the child and the family. I've had great success with telehealth, is what we call it. And telehealth is something that can be heard either through Zoom, like a virtual meeting that we're having right now, or it can be done over the phone. So we have different options. When I'm meeting with a family, and I think, especially when I'm working with very, very little kiddos, it is most important that the parent is actively involved. And then I can get pretty successful with that. Some kids just cannot sit through a virtual meeting, so we do have to get a little more creative. And then there's the teenage capacity, those preteens and teenagers, they love Zoom and virtual meetings. It's kind of their repertoire right now. So we're actually finding that when some of those kiddos, especially super anxious kiddos, when they can stay in the comfort of their own home, they're having greater success using telehealth because they don't have that drive to the office, the anticipation of what I have to talk about. I have to sit into another office. I have to wait in the waiting room. All of those things, we've reduced all of that, and you are sitting in the comfort of your own home, relaxed, and really able to dig down deep into the nitty-gritty and have those conversations with the counselor. So it just depends on the family. It's whatever the right fit is for them.
Larissa Haring is my guest. She is a counselor and the early and middle childhood program manager at Child and Adolescent Behavioral Health. Larissa, we're going to take a break here. When we come back, we're going to talk about some of the programs that CNA offer for families, and we're going to talk about Triple P as well, which is something that we started to open up last week, but I would like to open up again this week as well. So we'll take a break here, and we'll be right back with Larissa Haring from Child and Adolescent Behavioral Health. Stay with us.
1480 WHBC News Team. The station has such a great news history and tradition here in the Canton area. What's important to you is important to me. Thanks for listening and making us your place to turn to for all things news. I'm Jim Michaels, and this is WHBC.
Jake's Electric, a unique electrical contractor specializing in industrial manufacturing and substation work throughout Ohio, will help with electrical troubleshooting, high voltage transformers, oil processing, and electrical circuit breaker testing. Jake Electric, 330-466-5065, and IBEW, unique contractor.
Liberty Mutual Insurance Company presents
Where's the money? The money makes sense by having Liberty Mutual customize your home insurance so you don't pay for what you need.
This is Dave DePietro from the Pizza Oven. We've got 8 Stark County Pizza Oven locations, soon to be 9, so you're never too far away from one. You can pick up something to please everyone in the family. Subs, calzones, pasta, pepperoni rolls, salads, and of course, the best pizza and chicken in town. So whether it's game night or just tired of tutoring the kids, pick some food up from the Pizza Oven. You can find our hours and menu at papabearpizzaoven.com. We started in 1956 and we're still growing. Come see us at the Pizza Oven.
I'm Terry from Verndale's Water Center. Do your back a favor and call Verndale's for a convenient home or office delivery of salt or bottled water. At Verndale's Water Center, we do the heavy lifting for you.
Verndale's Water Center, I've been to
WHBC AM Canton, reliable as ever on News Talk 1480 WHBC.
From the News Talk 1480 WHBC newsroom, it's opening day for the DoubleTree by Hilton Hotel downtown. The former McKinley Grand has undergone a nearly year-long renovation. Canton has more CARES Act funding for city businesses that got nothing or did not apply the first time around. You can get more details at WHBC.com. The state reported another 11,000 coronavirus cases over the weekend, with another 250 out of Stark County. The high yesterday at the airport was 76 degrees. That did break the old record high for that date by 5 degrees. Meanwhile, officials do say that could happen again over the next 2 days. Alex Trebek passing away yesterday. The 80-year-old succumbed to pancreatic cancer. He hosted Jeopardy since 1984. The 6-time Daytime Emmy Award-winning game show host set a Guinness World Record for most show hosted. He leaves behind a wife and 2 kids, and his taping of Jeopardy went through October 29th. They will continue to air the Jeopardy episodes, with the final one appearing on Christmas Day. More news coming up at 11 o'clock. I'm Pam Cook.
Your severe weather station, News Talk 1480 WHBC.
Here's your AccuWeather forecast. We'll have near record-breaking high temperatures this afternoon with plenty of sunshine and a high of 74. Then mainly clear skies tonight, low 51. Another warm day tomorrow with partly cloudy skies, high 73. Then Wednesday, we'll start with a morning shower, then a little sunshine in the afternoon and a high of 65. Thursday and Friday both mostly sunny. High Thursday 57, Friday 56. I'm Holly Holden for News Talk 1480 WHBC.
Hey, Canton, thanks for listening.
All right, you ready for this?
It's just amazing how we help each other.
That's a good point. That's a great point, actually. We'll take your calls, 330-450-1480.
Find us on the web.
Hey, fans of YouTube, have you visited the News Talk 1480 WHBC channel yet?
This is what the internet was made for.
We have videos with newsmakers, business and industry leaders, and government officials.
We are so connected.
So when you go to YouTube, search for the 1480 WHBC channel.
We have the technology.
Look for News Talk 1480 WHBC, Canton, Ohio on YouTube. Be sure to subscribe.
We don't charge for this kind of service.
We're back. Yes, Ohio Means Job Centers in Stark and Tuscarawas counties is eager to assist you with your employment needs, virtually or in person, Monday through Friday from 9 to 4:30. Due to COVID-19, if you need to come to our centers for assistance, you will need to schedule an appointment. Appointments are available 10 to 3, Monday through Friday. In Canton, call us at 330-433-9675. In New Philadelphia, 330-364-9777. Remember, Ohio Means Job Centers has always given you the tools you need to get the job you want and the employees you need.
Did you know that 3 Ohioans are diagnosed with oral cancer every day? Dentists are doctors of dental surgery and can recognize life-threatening conditions and treat oral diseases before they become serious health complications. Ohio Dental Association member dentists are located throughout the state and are dedicated to providing the highest quality.
I moved the mic a little bit closer to
Your
me.
dentist is a member of the Ohio Dental Association and American Dental Association, so you know you're being treated by the best. To find an ODA dentist in your area, visit associationsadvanceohio.com.
What can help you take advantage of today's low mortgage rates and save money? Rocket can. You can save hundreds of dollars every month by refinancing with Rocket Mortgage at today's near historic low rates. If your current rate is over 4%, with today's low rates, you could lower your payment by over $150 a month, saving thousands in interest every year. With a cash-out refinance from Rocket Mortgage, you could consolidate and pay off high-interest debt, tackle home improvements that could add value to your home, or even set aside cash for your child's future education. We've already helped over 1 million clients just like you reach their home financing goals this year alone. So remember this, what can give you the technology to refinance easily and save money? Rocket can. Call us today at 8338-ROCKET or go to rocketmortgage.com. That's 8338-ROCKET or go to rocketmortgage.com.
Love the show. Thank God for radio. I don't know where we'd be without it.
Oh, yeah. Listen, your station is so informative.
News Talk 1480 WHBC. Trusted, live, and local. Your community all morning long here on 1480 WHBC.
John Buzika, 1480 WHBC, segment number 2 of our discussion with Larissa Haring from Child and Adolescent Behavioral Health. She is a counselor and the early and middle childhood program manager at CNA. And as I said, if you're listening on the radio, you can obviously hear the discussion, but you could also be watching on Facebook. You could be watching on Twitter. You could be watching on YouTube, everywhere on the World Wide Web, as they would say. So, Larissa, when we left the discussion, I mentioned something called Triple P. And I know that to a lot of people, they're like, well, what does that mean? You know, I know AAA, I know some of the other things, but what is Triple P for those that don't know? And how is it used as a program to help benefit kids and adults alike?
Absolutely. So Triple P actually stands for Positive Parenting Program. And it is an evidence-based program to show a huge benefit to parents. It has so many layers. So many people just hear it and think it's just this one thing, where truly it has up to 5 levels, actually. We here at Child and Adolescent do provide multiple levels, and we are really pushing 3 of them right now. So the first type of Triple P that we're offering is a group offering. So anyone in Stark County can join this group. We are currently offering them on Zoom due to the pandemic. So a parent can join this and can get some amazing strategies over how to help address their concerns of behavior in their home, how to feel like they have, you know, a more sense of constructive and positive discipline, how to make their days run smoother. So that is actually 8 weeks, and we meet for 2 hours at a time for those 8 weeks. I think what I love the most about Triple P, though, is that it's not one where we're like, you need to do all of these things to have a fabulous kiddo. No, that's not the case. We have a bunch of ideas, and I want you, the parent, to pick 1 or 2 of those that are going to work for you in your house. That you get to, mold your own strategies to fit where you are, what you need, and what's going to work for you. I've had plenty of parents tell me timeout will never work for me. I said, then don't use it. Don't use it if it doesn't work for you. But let's find another strategy that will work for you and you can find success with. And I'm here with you along the way. I think in the group setting, the parents really enjoy and find validation in that they aren't alone. Other parents are also feeling that same way. So that's one way that we offer that Triple P program. Two other ways. So I must say that the first way that we offer that was through some great support from United Way, and we're really thankful to them to help support that service. We went above and beyond, and we also asked Ohio Children's Trust Fund to help us out with some more intense parenting services. So we also offer one-on-one individual parenting services. This can be done either, sometimes parents just have one quick concern or issue that they're kind of working on. Before the pandemic, or even in the pandemic, it could even just be potty training. It could be there's a new baby coming to the home and the older siblings not handling that so well. It could be bedtime routines. We used to have a whole lot of parents that were struggling to go out to eat in public or to go shopping in public. I haven't had as much of that right now, which I guess that's a blessing, maybe. But nonetheless, if you have that one little isolated concern, we can meet you 4 times for about 30 minutes and just generate some different solutions to help guide you and your child through that concern. Now, if you really want a whole lot more, and I'm talking like families that are just, I've had parents come in and go, I love my child, but I'm really struggling to like them right now. Said, that's real. You're not alone. Some parents weren't with their kiddos for a very long time, not 24/7. They went to school, they went to daycare, parents went to work. Now, when you have parents working from home, you've got children who are staying home from school, doing the e-learning portion. There's just a whole lot more family time. And while sometimes that's a super positive for some, others, it's a huge stressor and they don't want it to be. So you can have a facilitator of Triple P come to your home 10 one-hour sessions. Right there in the home, you get one parenting specialist basically to kind of work through things just with you, figure out your own personalized plan, how it's going to, best fit everyone there. Parents who go through this program learn different ways to address the struggles and the concerns, like behavioral concerns that they're having, but they learn to build that relationship. And like I said earlier, it's allowing them to know what a parent can do to directly impact their behavior. How can I make this better for you? And teach them through those moments, give them stronger social and emotional skills. So 3 great options. You just kind of pick the one that works best for you and your family.
Absolutely. And is there a cost for people to attend this, and where can they find out information about it?
Absolutely. So exciting, because of our support through United Way and Ohio Children's Trust Fund, we can offer this service completely free. There is no charge to a family. And that's huge right now, that you can come and get that support without having to worry about the cost of it. So if you are interested, and if you just want more information, you are welcome to call Child and Adolescent. The phone number I have is 330-433-6075. And really what you're doing is you're asking for an early childhood, or it's fine. I didn't even mention, this is for kiddos 12 and under. So this isn't just for those itty bitty kiddos. If you've got a preteen that's driving you bonkers, we can help you out with that too. So that would be a consultant will come to your home and work you through the paperwork and get you signed up, and you're good to go. So if you call and ask for that consultation for Triple P, we will get you set up right away.
And I guess the last thing I want to ask you is this. When it comes to kids dealing through these tough times, as Larissa Haring is my guest counselor and the early and middle childhood program manager, child and adolescent behavioral health, when it comes to kids dealing through these tough times, as I was saying, what if programs like this aren't enough? What if simply having, a 10-hour program once or twice isn't enough? What can they do? What can a parent do then to take that next step for their kid?
Sure. Still, if it's a younger kiddo, we can still offer you that consultation and explain the services in detail that might be best fitting for you and your family. But ultimately, even if you go through Triple P, the facilitators are really good at saying, now you've come through all of this. And I really do believe extra help is out there and we can connect you to that. And sometimes that's connecting you back to our agency for more treatment type services, because everything I've mentioned today is really more preventionary. But you can still get treatment. And that would be because the concerns that you're seeing have exceeded the ability for the kiddo to function. They need more help, and that's okay. We've got that. And if it's not so much mental health that you need more assistance with, maybe it's connecting you to a childcare center, or it's connecting you to occupational therapy or physical therapy, speech therapy. Our consultants and our staff are so well educated in those things that we will get you where you need to go.
Biggest thing for me within mental health has always been to end that stigma that I guess looking for help is a bad thing, which I know took a while for me to break down to look for it. I know it's taken a while for a lot of other adults. And if it's hard for adults, I can even imagine that it's harder for kids. So Larissa Haring, counselor in the middle and early childhood program manager at CNA. I appreciate your time this morning and look forward to talking to you again soon.
Thanks, John.
Absolutely. All right, we'll take a break here. We'll come back. And obviously at this point, we can say that President-elect Joe Biden had spoken over the weekend. And when we return, we will play some of the clips from what he said, as well as Vice President-elect Kamala Harris. All of that when we return on WHBC. But thanks again to Child and Adolescent Behavioral Health. We'll be right back.
Community all morning long here on 1480 WHBC.
Hey, Ken. Thanks for listening. Mike Crawford, the CEO of Hall of Fame Entertainment, Hall of Fame Village on Canton's Morning News.
We quickly assessed what would create a destination. So we had assets that were hosting a lot of events, but what would give people the reason